February is Black History Month, so I want to put a big emphasis on black superheroes. And today we're going to talk about Lucas Bishop, a fan favorite character in the pages of the X-Men since his 1991 debut. And the question is Bishop actually black? Welcome back to Comic Power. I'm your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of The Quick Flip. This is the program where I go over comic book industry news in a short period of time. Please subscribe to this channel and also click on the notification bell as well. It will remind you when new videos come out. Alright, now let's get right into it. First, a little historical background on the character. He first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 282 in a cameo and on the cover, and his first full appearance in X-Men 283 back in 1991. His creation is credited to Whilce Portacio and John Byrne. He's a man from the future that comes to our time from a bleak dystopian future, and he's a member of Xavier's Security Enforcers, or the XSE, basically a mutant police force, sporting big guns and big muscles at a cartoonish level. And basically an anti-hero, which became very popular in the 1990s with the invention of cable, and then you saw this trend play out in everything in the 90s, especially with Image Comics, and was spoofed by Lobo at DC Comics. And the character has a very distinctive M across his eye, because that's how mutants are identified in the future, sort of like serial numbers that were put on Jewish people during the Holocaust, showing that the X-Men are just the allegory of the discrimination and persecution against minorities in our society. In terms of power set, he has the mutant ability to be able to absorb all types of energy that's thrown at him. He can absorb it and then re-release it out of his body and weaponize it. And outside of comics, the character appeared on the popular X-Men animated series, which ran from 1992 to 1997. He also appeared in live action in the film The Days of Future Past. Okay, now that I gave you some background about the character, now let's answer the question that we came here for today. Is this character intended to be a black character? The eye test says yes. His appearance on the cover of issue number 283 of the X-Men next to Storm shows that he's supposed to be black because she's black and he is dark as she is. And they gave him a mullet looking hairstyle, but everything about him says that this is supposed to be a black. And he was definitely adopted by the black community from the beginning. Here are several black cosplayers playing Bishop. And apparently Fox Studios thought that the character was black as well. They cast Omar Sy to play the character of Bishop in the Days of Future Past movie. He's a French actor who is the son of immigrants from Senegal, which is in West Africa. The rapper The Method Man, best known as a founding member of the Wu-Tang Clan, has been openly campaigning to play this role in a film. And he released these images of himself cosplaying the character on his official social media. So he's trying to go for it, definitely. And in his continuity, Bishop has a daughter that is clearly black, shown here. She's a very obscure X-Men character named Aliyah, but Bishop is her father and her mother is Deathbird, who's from the Shi'ar Empire, first introduced in Miss Marvel number 9 back in 1977. So is the Bishop character black, or is he black-ish? Well, he's dark like a black man, he looks like a black man, he was played by a black actor in a movie, black cosplayers love him, and he has a black daughter. And I give him an honorable mention on my list of the top 10 black characters in comics of all time. See the link in the description. So based on that compelling evidence, I would say that Bishop, yeah, he's black. Give me that meme. There you go. But wait, not so fast. Filipinos have claimed Bishop as one of their own. There was a set of trading cards that Marvel published back in 1991, and the Bishop card stated on the back in his biography that he is from the Philippines. And Bishop's co-creator, Whilce Portacio, is an American of Filipino heritage. If black people are considered the black people of America, and the Irish are considered the black people of the United Kingdom, then Filipinos would be considered the black people of East Asia. Meaning, despite being treated like a second-class citizen, you were able to find a way to make a big impact on the world stage. Filipino boxer Manny Pacquiao is probably one of the best boxers pound for pound that ever lived. Actor Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned in the Spiderman movies, is an American of Filipino heritage. And Filipino singer Arnel Pineda took over as the lead singer for the rock band Journey in 2007. Don't stop believing. Wrestler turned actor Dave Bautista is of Filipino descent on his father's side. And of course, pop star Bruno Mars is of Filipino descent on his mother's side. And those are some, but not all, of the famous people from the Philippines. And people from the Philippines are big comic book fans and big MCU fans, but there currently are no high-profile comic book heroes in the Marvel Universe that are Filipino. So with the trading card evidence that Bishop is from the Philippines and the fact that his co-creator is also Filipino, it makes perfect sense that people from the Philippines are claiming Bishop. If you never heard this controversy before, you're probably scratching your head thinking, all this time I thought that Bishop was of African descent, but he's of Asian descent? What's going on? Well, now we have the tiebreaker, and it comes from Bishop's official biography at Marvel. Bishop's timeline is about 80 years into the future, where he's the son of Aboriginal mutants who come to America from Australia shortly before a nuclear attack there. So there you have it. Bishop is actually a native Australian. The white people of Australia are the descendants of British colonizers, and native Australians are called Aborigines. And they look like this, and they're often mistaken for black people that are of African descent black people. One of the most famous Aborigines ever is Kathy Freeman, who won the gold medal in the 400 meters in her home country in Sydney, Australia in the year 2000. As you can see, Aborigines have very dark skin like black people. Their hair is not as kinky as people of African descent. So Aborigine, African. Aborigine, African. So there you have it. I hope that clears up the controversy. Bishop is supposed to be a native Australian who comes from a more extreme timeline and has a problem adjusting to our norms of our time. Should black people stop claiming Bishop? Should Filipino people stop claiming Bishop? Do you consider Aborigines to be black people? Do Aborigines call themselves black people? Should Marvel cast a real Aborigine to play Bishop in a live action movie in the future? Feel free to go to the comment section and speak out. Whatever your position is, we can all agree that Bishop is an awesome character, and hopefully Marvel will do justice to this character once he makes his appearance in live action once the X-Men are rebooted. If you missed it, in a previous video, I did my first volume of the Hollywood treatment. This is where I do original stories for upcoming movies. And for Spider-Man 3, which is coming out December 2021, my original story involves that the antagonist would be Kraven the Hunter, and the Silver Sable show up, trying to collect a bounty reward put up by J. Jonah Jameson for the capture of Spider-Man. At the time I make this video, the future movie is yet untitled, but I would call it Spider-Man Home Run. Put a link in the description so you can go back and watch it if you missed it. And please feel free to comment and let me know what you think about my story. What I want to add to it today is who should be playing the roles of Kraven the Hunter and Silver Sable if this movie got made this way? Well, for Kraven the Hunter, I think it should be Joe Manganiello. The last time we heard from him, he was playing Deathstroke in the Snyder Universe, and he had a small cameo in Justice League, and he's been confirmed to have a bigger role in the Justice League Snyder Cut coming out in March of 2021. He was supposed to be the main villain in a solo Batman Ben Affleck movie, which was scrapped. So he's available now, so Marvel should scoop up this talent. I believe the Kraven character should be a large, imposing figure, and the 44-year-old actor that is Joe is 6'5" and ripped. He also has a connection to Spider-Man from playing Flash Thompson in the original Spider-Man film franchise, which started back in 2002. For the role of Silver Sable, I think that should go to Felicity Jones. This 37-year-old English actress is no stranger to action films, starring in the lead role in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. The Silver Sable character isn't very well known, but she did have a starring role in the Spider-Man PS4 game. Felicity also has a connection to Spider-Man, starring as Felicia Hardy in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 2014. This is the character that will eventually become Black Cat, but they never got that far in that continuity. You know the drill. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so other people learn about the channel. And don't forget, I do sell comics at my eBay page listed here with a link in the description. One Stop Thrift and Comic Power are run by the same guy. That would be me, Comic Killer 72. I have 100% feedback, by the way. And once again, thank you to my subscribers and viewers who support Comic Power. Until next time, this is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.